All grades 1 to 10 shall be assessed during the end of the school year assessments. But they had to clarify this and qualify this. So for grades 1 to 3, all learners shall be assessed in reading using the CRLA tool. While grades 4 to 10 shall be assessed using the PhilErie tools for key stage 2 and 3. Pero po, sa PhilErie, for end of the school year, only the PhilErie individual reading assessment post-test. So ang tanong dito, ano po ang test na i-administer? Again, individual reading assessment lang po, not GST. No group screening test shall be administered during EOSY. Individual reading assessment lang po and post-test kasi nga nasa EOSY na po tayo. And to reiterate, this shall be administered to grade 4 to 10 learners who did not pass GST during BOCI. So yung mga nag-undergo lang po ng intervention during the school year shall take the IRA post-test during EOSY. GST passers during BOCI shall not undergo the assessment. And then for grades 1 to 10, they shall be assessed in mathematics using the RMA tools for key stage 1 and 3.
Welcome to the Learning and Development Channel, where you can learn, lead, and make a difference.
What languages will be used for the assessment? So we will follow the parameters that we use during the BOCI. So for grade 1, as applicable, MT for learners whose language is not Filipino and whose MT has an available tool, CRLA tool. And then Filipino for those learners who speak Filipino and whose first language does not yet have a CRLA tool. So for grade 2, mother tongue, according to the MT used by the school for grade 1, if the MT has a CRLA tool, and Filipino for all learners. And then for grade 3, Filipino and English for all learners. For grades 4 to 10, PhilErie, all learners shall take the Filipino and English assessments, RIA assessments. So, next slide. So what is the timeline for the conduct of the assessments? So the end of the school year assessments are scheduled to be conducted from February 18 to March 18, 2026. So next week na po yan. And when do we submit the results? Ang deadline po natin ay March 20, 2026. So schools are expected to submit assessment results after the completion of EOSY assessments through the link, not later than March 20, 2026. Next slide. So ito naman po yung assessment systems and packages. So we will show you the links. Anong laman po nung pag kinlik niyo po yung links na yon, ang nakalagay po doon sa folder, ano po yung mga tools and packages na nasa loob po ng mga files na yon na kailangan niyo pong i-download. Next slide po. So ito po yung assessment system natin again. For we have CRLA, PhilErie, and RMA. So for CRLA, the tools can be accessed at CRLA administration materials link. And these are organized by region. So makikita nyo pag click nyo po itong link or you scan this QR code, makikita nyo po itong folder na to, organized by region. So if you click region 12, next click, lalabas po ito. So yung region 12 kasi, yung package niya ay may kasamang MT, CRLA tool for MT na Dinugbuan ng Binisaya, Maguindanao, Ilocano, Hiligaynon, and also the Filipino and English package for other grade level. So, ano din yung shortcut for score sheets and presentation. Next slide po. And then for RMA, if you click this link, nasa memo po ito at pwede nyo rin pong scan yung QR code. Is organized by key stage. So, if you click key stage 1, makikita nyo dyan yung materials for grade 1 to 3 and then yung the score sheets. And then PhilErie, through this link, makikita nyo po yung manuals for PhilErie. So, we have two versions of the manual. 2018 for grades 4 to 6 and 2024 version for grades 1 to 10. Next po. So ito po yung mga specific tools for CRLA. Next slide. So if you click the package, if you click the packages, so meron tayong two version ng package for Tagalog region. So region 4B, region 4A, region 3, ano. Makikita nyo po doon na meron lang po silang laman na Filipino package and English package. So ito yung mga MT kasi nila ay Tagalog na, so Filipino package na lang po yung nakalagay. And English package for grade 3. And then for other regions, meron po, kanina na pinakita natin sa region 12. So meron pong mga CRLA tool for other languages. And then the Filipino and English packages. Next slide po. Ito naman po ang ano natin, The CRE assessment tools have two parts. So I think each grade level may two parts po siya. Part 1 po is alphabet knowledge, phonological awareness, decoding and recognition task for grades 1, and then part 2 is grade 1. Grade 2 is reading fluency and comprehension task. Ganun din po sa grades 2 and 3. Miss
Can
Leia
continue.
po. Yes po, Miss Leia
Yeah.
will continue the discussion po. Thank you very much.
So yun po, this is Leia Estuye. Ito na po yung CRLA assessment tools. So yan po ang makikita natin sa tool. May learner sheet. And then, next slide please. Tricaloy. Ayan. So nandyan din po yung ating score sheet. Next. Next please. Okay. Then you have there the learner record form. Yan na po ang gagamitin per learner. You have there all the details na you will only administer that to each learner. Next, please. So yan po ang makikita natin sa mga packages. And then, ito po yung CRLA score sheets and school summary. So papasok lang po kayo sa iisang link for all assessments. So kung makikita nyo po dyan, andyan po yung ating submission portal. And then, pag open nyo po, makikita nyo yung sa literacy and numeracy, wherein sa literacy, nandun na po yung sa CRLA and then PhilErie, and then for numeracy for RMA. Next slide, please. Next, please. Tricaloy. Yan. So, ito po yung makikita nyo sa score sheets. So, be sure po that you open the version 3 for CRLA score sheets. Kasi po pag hindi po yung version 3 ang ma-open, hindi po kayo makakapag-submit ng inyong score sheet. Next. Okay, so the score sheets for CRLA. So you just have to explore how to navigate this score sheet. So clickable lang po lahat dyan. And then you will only enter all the data from its learner. Okay, so class record, that's a summary sheet for the class. Next, please. We will be having a thorough discussion on the tools for PhilErie, CRLA, and RMA later. May mga video presentations po dyan. Next, please. The scoring reference for the CRLA, and then ito na po yung flow chart natin, which will be discussed also later. Next. Ayan. For PhilErie naman, ito yung tools natin. We have the 2018 version. That's for grades 4 to 7. If you will notice, yung 2018 version natin, that still includes grade 3. But since we have already CRLA, kaya nga po, ina-administer na lang natin yon for 4 to 6. Then, we have the latest version for junior high school, the 2024 version for grade 7 to 10. Next, please. Okay, so in that list of appendices, you have there the different forms that you will use in administering the PhilErie for 4 to N. So we have there, we included Form 5, that's the summary for all grade levels in a school. Kasi yung Form 5 po, yun na ang gagamitin ng somebody from the school who will enter the data sa submission part. So yun po ang additional Form 5. Next, please. Okay. So you have there, since ang PhilErie naman po at BOSI will start with a screening test, which is the GST, you have there the sample GST for Filipino and then for English. Yan. Next, please. Okay. So yan po yung mga PhilErie forms natin. We have for the group screening test, you will be using forms 1 and 2. And then for the graded passages and the consolidated report per school, you have forms 3 to 5. Next, please. Okay. So ito po yung forms. Form for the group screening test and then for the graded passages. Okay. For RMA, the Rapid Mathematics Assessment. Ito naman po yung mga tools natin. Okay, so the toolkit for Key Stage 1, you have there the videos, the automated score sheets. So everything is there in that package. Next, please. So the RMA administration materials can be accessed in that link. You have there the teacher's booklet and then the assessment materials booklet. Everything in that administration materials link is included. Next, please. Okay, and then we have also RMA toolkit for key stages 2 and 3. So same link po for the materials. Next, please. Okay, and this is now the submission portal as shown a while back. Pare-pareho lang po ang ating papasukan sa submission portal. And then there, saka na lang po kayo pipili kung ang data na you will enter will be for CRLA, PhilErie, or RMA. Next, please. Okay, that's the score sheet and summary for the RMA. So yan lang po ang i-accomplish ninyo before you enter or you submit the data in the submission portal. Next, please. Okay, so class summary for RMA. That's how it looks like. Okay, next, please. And then the class results will be entered in this score sheet. Next, please. Okay, school summary is in this RMA score sheet. Next, please. Okay. So, any questions about the tools? But siguro, we have to present first the process, how to administer or everything about the tools, how to administer those assessments in order for you to be enlightened or to be reoriented on how these assessments are being conducted. So, you may write your questions at the chat box. So, while presenting the video presentation for each assessment tool, then you can just raise your questions in the chat box. Okay, so we'll now proceed to the video presentations on the administration of the CRLA, followed by PhilErie and then RMA.
Good day, everyone. This session focuses on the Comprehensive Rapid Literacy Assessment, or CRLA, specifically its end of school year administration. CRLA helps us understand learners' reading development and use assessment results to guide targeted instruction and support. Today, we will briefly discuss what CRLA is, its purpose, the competencies it assesses, and how it is implemented across grade levels. CRLA is a teacher-led and teacher-scored diagnostic assessment designed to quickly assess learners' reading skills. It takes 8 to 15 minutes per language and is low-tech and multimodal, making it easy to administer in different school contexts. CRLA is valid, reliable, and scalable, and it is important to note that it is not an achievement test, which its goal is to diagnose reading needs, not to rank learners. The purpose of CRLA is to classify learners according to reading profiles and identify those who need additional support. It allows teachers to track literacy progress from the beginning to the end of the school year and provides evidence-based data to guide instruction and interventions. CRLA is designed to inform teaching decisions, not to label or compare learners. CRLA assesses 5 key reading competencies: phonological awareness, alphabet knowledge, decoding and word recognition, fluency, and comprehension. These skills represent the foundational components of reading and are assessed systematically in a short period of time. Together, they provide a clear picture of a learner's reading strengths and areas for support. CRLA is administered from grades 1 to 3 and is aligned with learners' multilingual development. Grade 1 focuses on the first language or their mother tongue, while grades 2 and 3 expand to additional language, where grade 2 focuses on its first language and Filipino, and for grade 3, its first language, Filipino, and English. Across all grades, CRLA follows a two-part structure. Part 1 focuses on early reading skills, such as decoding, and Part 2 assesses reading fluency and comprehension. This progression ensures developmentally appropriate assessment across grade levels. Let's proceed or focus our attention to the second part of CRLA, which is administered at the end of school year. CRLA Part 2 focuses on reading fluency and comprehension, beginning with accuracy. Accuracy refers to the number of words read correctly by the learner. This is computed as the percentage of words read correctly against the number of words in the passage. While the learner reads aloud, the teacher marks miscues directly on the text. Miscues include substitutions, omissions, insertions, or words read incorrectly. Self-corrections, repetitions, reversions may also be noted depending on the scoring guide. The visual on this slide shows an example of miscues and how they are marked during reading. Accurate marking is essential because accuracy provides the foundation for interpreting fluency and comprehension results. The second component of fluency is pacing, or the speed at which the learner reads the passage. Pacing is measured by recording how long it takes the learner to read the text and comparing it to the standard length of reading time for that passage. The teacher counts the number of words in the story and uses timing to determine the learner's reading rate. The image on this slide shows or how the total number of words is identified and how pacing is marked during administration. Pacing helps us determine whether a learner reads too slowly, too quickly, or an appropriate rate, all of which affect comprehension. Another important aspect of fluency is prosody, which refers to the reader's rhythm, sound, and intonation while reading. Prosody includes expression and volume, phrasing, smoothness, and pace. Teachers observe these features while the learner reads aloud and rate performance using the levels shown in the slide. At level 1, the learner reads word by word with little or no expression. At level 2, reading is choppy with limited expression. At level 3, the learner reads smoothly with some expression, or maybe reads fluently but not observing punctuation marks. At level 4, the learner reads fluently with proper expression and phrasing. Prosody is important because it often reflects how well the learner understands the text. The final component of CRLA Part 2 is comprehension, which refers to the learner's ability to understand written text and connect it to existing knowledge. After reading, learners answer literal and inferential questions based on the passage. The table on this slide shows how comprehension tasks are structured across grade levels, including the number of stories, maximum words per sentence, total number of words per story, number of literal and inferential questions, and the length of administration. These features ensure that comprehension assessment is developmentally appropriate and aligned with learners' reading levels while still providing meaningful information to guide instruction. This slide shows sample CRLA Part 1 items for Grade 1 in Hiligaynon. These include letter naming, reading simple phrases, and word pair sound discrimination activities. These tasks assess learners' early literacy skills, particularly alphabet knowledge, phonological awareness, and basic decoding. Teachers administer these items orally and record responses immediately to identify foundational reading strengths and gaps. In this slide, we see Grade 1 fluency assessment. The learner reads a short passage aloud while the teacher marks miscues such as substitutions, omissions, or hesitations. After reading, the learner answers comprehension questions based on the text. This allows teachers to assess both how the learner reads and how well they understand what they read. This flowchart shows how CRLA is administered for grade 1. Learners begin with part 1 focusing on early reading skills. Based on performance, teachers decide when to proceed to part 2, which includes fluency and comprehension. Using evidence from both parts, teachers then identify the learner's reading profile, which becomes the basis for targeted instructional support. Here are some sample Part 1 items for Grade 2 in Hiligaynon. These include reading simple sentences, reading word lists, and reading short sentences. Compared to Grade 1, these tasks reflect increased text complexity and assess learners developing decoding and word recognition skills. For Grade 2 fluency, learners read a more complex passage than Grade 1. Teachers mark miscues during oral reading and then ask comprehension questions. This assessment captures accuracy, pacing, and understanding and helps determine whether learners are transitioning toward more fluent reading. This slide shows the continuation of the fluency and comprehension score sheet. In addition to accuracy and comprehension scores, teachers record observations related to prosody, such as expression, phrasing, and smoothness. These observations help identify how naturally and meaningfully the learner reads. This flowchart illustrates CRLA administration for Grade 2 across Language 1 or Mother Tongue and Language 2 or Filipino. The process remains consistent across languages, ensuring the learner's reading development is assessed systematically and comparably while supporting multilingual literacy growth. For Grade 3, Part 1 sample items include reading sentences with more complex vocabulary, reading multisyllabic words, and reading short sentences. These tasks assess learners' ability to decode and recognize more advanced word forms, reflecting higher literacy expectations at this grade level. In Grade 3 fluency assessment, learners read a more complex passage than Grade 2, with increased length and difficulty. Teachers mark miscues and ask a greater number of comprehension questions, allowing for a deeper assessment of both fluency and understanding. This slide shows the Grade 3 fluency and comprehension score sheet. Teachers record accuracy, pacing, comprehension results, and prosody observations. Together, these data points provide strong evidence for identifying learners' reading profiles and determining appropriate next steps. This slide reiterates the CRLA administration flow for Grade 3, emphasizing consistency in procedures across languages and learners. Clear flowcharts help ensure reliable administration and accurate interpretation of results. For Grade 3 learners identified as low emerging readers, this flowchart shows that teachers should administer the Grade 2 CRLA instead. This ensures that assessment matches the learner's actual reading level and provides more accurate diagnostic information for intervention planning. This slide presents the CRLA administration flow for Grade 3 in Language 3 or English. It guides teachers on when and how to assess English reading skills, ensuring alignment with learners' multilingual literacy development and instructional readiness. Thank you for your attention. CRLA is a powerful tool when administered carefully and used thoughtfully. By using the CRLA results to guide instruction and intervention, we strengthen our goals to ensure that every learner becomes confident and capable readers. So thank you for listening and have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. This session on Philippine Informal Reading Inventory or PhilIRI is focused on the tools, administration, and forms to accomplish. PhilIRI is a reading level seeking test because it determines the reading level at which a learner can read with understanding rather than to assign a score or rank learners. It is a standardized assessment tool developed to measure and describe the reading performance of Filipino learners. It is designed to assess learners' oral reading, silent reading, and listening comprehension skills, providing teachers with essential data on learners' reading levels, such as independent, instructional, or frustration, and specific areas of difficulty for appropriate reading interventions. PhilIRI has 4 stages. It starts with the initial screening using Group Screening Test or GST, then followed by the administration of individual reading assessment using graded passages. Specialized instruction or intervention is provided to address learners' reading difficulties and help them become grade level ready. And finally, at the end of the school year, another individual reading assessment using graded passages shall be administered to evaluate learners' reading progress, current reading level, and readiness for the next grade level. It provides essential data to determine how effectively learners have developed their reading skills after a year of instruction and intervention. Stage 1, which is the administration of the initial screening using GST, determines who among the learners in a class are reading at level in Filipino and in English and need not undergo a more rigorous assessment of their reading ability. The table shows that the passing scores for grades 4 to 6 is 14 to 20 out of 20 items, and for grades 7 to 10, 28 to 40 out of 40 items. The GST also identifies the learners who are performing below grade level expectation in reading and should undergo individualized assessment using the graded passages for further assessment of reading difficulties. The learner scores are 0 to 13 for grades 4 to 6 and 0 to 27 for grades 7 to 10. If the learners got GST scores of 0 to 7 for grades 4 to 6 or 0 to 15 for grades 7 to 10, they will be given a passage which is 3 levels below their grade level. Example, Mario is in grade 7. He will be assessed or he will be further assessed using a grade 4 passage, and that will be his starting point. If the learners got GST scores of 8 to 13 for grades 4 to 6 or 16 to 27 for grades 7 to 10, they will be given a passage which is 2 levels below their grade level. Example, Anna is in grade 8. She will be further assessed using a grade 6 passage, and that will be her starting point. To record the learner's GST results in a class, Form 1 is used. This shows the number of correct responses for literal, inferential, and critical level items per learner. This also reveals those learners who pass the GST and those who will undergo further assessment. Form 2 is the school reading profile. Data from Form 1 will be consolidated in this form per grade level and section. Stage 2 is the administration of the individual reading assessment using graded passages. In this stage, each learner reads the passage aloud while the teacher listens and records miscues. Please note that no correction or assistance is provided during reading. Oral reading miscues are the observable errors or deviations a learner makes while reading a text aloud. These miscues provide valuable information about how a learner processes print and constructs meaning, and they help teachers identify specific reading difficulties. Miscues are not simply mistakes. They are diagnostic indicators of a learner's reading strategies, strengths, and needs. These reading miscues are mispronunciation, substitution, omission, insertion, repetition, and self-correction, which is not counted as error. Form 3 is used to record its learner's reading rate or the number of words he reads in a minute, score in the comprehension test, and the number of miscues he has. This form tells the comprehension and word reading skills of each learner. The comprehension score in percent is determined by simply dividing the score by the total number of items. This table shows how to get the learner's data for word reading. Here, the total miscues is 9, and the number of words in the passage is 144. To get the word reading score, simply subtract 9 from 144. Then, divide the difference by 144. So, 135 divided by 144 is 93.75%, and the word reading level is instructional. This table shows the oral reading level for word reading score and comprehension score. And this shows the learner's reading profile per passage considering the word reading and reading comprehension levels. For those with different levels like instructional independent or frustration instructional, what do you think is the reading profile? Yes, the lower level prevails. Another form to accomplish is Form 4 or the individual summary record. First column asks for the level started or starting point. If a grade 5 learner's starting point based on his GST score is 2 levels down, then mark grade 3 with an asterisk. Record the word reading level and the comprehension level of that learner. If the reading level is frustration at the starting point, the learner will be asked to read a passage one level down, and if the reading level is independent or instructional, let him read another passage that is one level up. This continues until the independent, instructional, and frustration levels of the learner are determined. This data will help the teacher plans for the next stage. Form 5 is the school summary report on the learner's reading level per grade level. The data in this form shall be entered in the PhilErie submission form for BOSY. After administering the PhilErie individual reading assessment using graded passages, the results serve as the primary basis for planning targeted reading interventions. Interventions are guided by each learner's reading level, oral reading miscues, fluency, comprehension, and other observed reading behaviors. After providing the specialized instruction or intervention, the learners will take the EOSY individual reading assessment using graded passages. Unlike in BOSY or pretest, which is 2 to 3 levels down as starting point, in the EOSY or post-test, the starting point is the current grade level of the learner. Please note that GST is not anymore given at EOSY, and only those learners who took the individual reading assessment at BOSY and received reading intervention will take the post-test at EOSY. This is in grade 7. This is a grade 7 passage given to a grade 7 learner to assess his reading level after receiving intervention. He is expected to be reading at his grade level or at independent level. The same forms used in BOSY individual reading assessment will be used in the EOSY individual reading assessment. However, the data in Form 5 at BOSY is different from the data at EOSY. Form 5 consolidates the PhilErie school report. The data from this form will be entered in the PhilErie submission form using the link. USY Form 5 requires only the learner's reading level, such as independent, instructional, and frustration at their current grade level. Knowing a learner's reading level at the end of the school year is critical for assessing progress, planning instruction, and ensuring readiness for the next grade level. This information provides teachers and schools with a data-driven basis for decision-making regarding reading support and interventions before the learner enters the next grade level. Profiling learners using PhilErie means assessing their reading abilities to identify strengths, difficulties, and appropriate reading levels so teachers can plan instruction and interventions that best support each learner. It also supports early identification of struggling readers, ensures equitable access to reading interventions, aligns with academic recovery and accessible learning or ARAL programs, and promotes data-driven, learner-centered reading instruction. This shows the submission portal. The links for the submission form, PhilErie tools, and data are indicated below. Now, these are the points to remember. The PhilErie is a powerful tool for assessing learners' reading abilities, identifying strengths and weaknesses, and providing evidence for targeted reading interventions. Profiling learners using PhilErie allows teachers to determine reading levels such as independent, instructional, or frustration, so that instruction can be tailored to meet each learner's needs. Accurate administration and careful analysis of oral reading, silent reading, and comprehension tasks are essential for understanding learners' reading behaviors and designing effective interventions. Oral reading miscues, fluency, and comprehension results provide critical information for planning individualized or small group support, ensuring learners progress successfully in their reading skills. End of year assessment using PhilErie helps monitor learning gains, measures reading growth, and prepares learners for the next grade level while informing school-wide literacy programs. Data-driven decisions are key. By using PhilErie results, teachers can implement interventions aligned with a learner's reading level, support academic recovery programs, and contribute to inclusive and equitable learning. Ultimately, the goal is learner-centered reading instruction, ensuring that every learner is understood, supported, and guided toward reading proficiency and lifelong literacy. Our dear teachers, remember that even small moments of guidance and care can light the path to a learner's success. Your commitment to making learning accessible, meaningful, and engaging helps shape not just knowledge, but confidence, resilience, and hope in the hearts of the children you teach. Keep believing in the power of your role because the difference you make today will echo in the future of every learner who has the privilege to learn from you. Thank you for your tireless dedication and for making a real difference every single day. With that, thank you and have a great day ahead. Good day.
Good day, everyone. The Rapid Mathematics Assessment, or RMA, is a key diagnostic tool that the schools administer to better understand our learners' current mathematical skills. I will walk you through what RMA is, what it assesses, how it is administered across different key stages, and how it supports both teachers and learners. The Rapid Mathematics Assessment is a set of diagnostic tools designed to measure, evaluate, and assess the mathematical skills of learners in grades 1 to 10 against their grade level competencies. RMA identifies each learner's proficiency level and pinpoints the specific skills that need to be developed or strengthened. It is important to note that while we use the term rapid, the assessment is not about speed. Rather, it is designed to quickly identify learners' strengths and needs using only a few targeted questions. RMA is an important assessment because it provides timely and actionable data and helps to identify learners who need immediate support or enrichment. So instead of waiting for quarterly or summative assessments, teacher can immediately see where learners are struggling. This allows early intervention, prevents learning gaps from becoming wider, and ensures that instruction is responsive rather than assumptive. Thus it supports evidence-based instructional planning. RMA is administered across three key stages: Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2, and Key Stage 3. While the purpose remains the same across key stages, the tools and administration procedures are developmentally appropriate to ensure that learners are assessed fairly and accurately. In Key Stage 1, RMA is administered one-on-one by the teacher. This allows the teacher to ask oral questions, observe learner strategies, and clarify responses. This approach is developmentally appropriate for young learners, considering that we have learners who need assistance in reading and understanding the questions. As the teachers record the learners' responses, they obtain richer information beyond the learner's correct or incorrect answers. For key stages 2 and 3, RMA is administered to the whole class at the same time. Learners answer independently using paper-based tools, and teachers provide standard instructions and ensure a consistent testing environment so that results are reliable and comparable. We want to emphasize here that even though the learners will answer the entire test, they will be profiled based on their current grade level. So if grade 4 learners are unable to answer items intended for grade 5 or 6 learners, their score or profile will not be affected. So we have the RMA tools that include teacher and learner booklets, answer sheets, competencies and scoring guides, automated score sheet, and the school summary template. The assessment items are carefully selected to focus on essential skills only, allowing teachers to administer and score the assessment quickly. The teacher's booklet contains general instructions to the teachers basically, while the learner's booklet contains the instructions for the learners and the assessment items themselves. We also have the document containing the competencies and the scoring guide. Across all key stages, RMA focuses on foundational and prerequisite mathematics competencies. These include number sense, basic operations, understanding of quantities, and readiness for problem solving. The goal is to assess skills that are critical for succeeding in grade level mathematics. In scoring the RMA, Results are interpreted based on mastery of specific skills rather than overall rankings. The emphasis is on identifying strengths and gaps to guide instruction, not on labeling or comparing or ranking our learners. We also have the automated score sheets where the teachers encode the necessary information and the score of the learners per item. In using the automated score sheets, it is important to check if you have the current version of the automated score sheets as well as an updated version of Microsoft Excel to avoid issues in formula and the template itself. It doesn't have to be the latest version of the Microsoft Excel. The score sheets are in a zip file so that you can download them all at once and unzip the file on your computer after downloading. So we do not fill out the automated score sheets online. We have to download them, unzip them, and use them offline. So earlier, I mentioned that even though the learners will answer the entire assessment, they will be profiled based on their current grade level. That's why it is important for the teachers who will use the automated score sheets to select the right grade level in the grade drop down in our score sheets so that we could get the right profile of the learners. And to consolidate the results, we also have the school summary template. So a designated school personnel must manually copy and paste the data from the classroom summary of each classroom score sheet into the school summaries class results tab. For the annex schools that do not yet have a school ID, they must be included in the consolidation of the mother school because only one school summary should be created and submitted per school. And that one school summary will be uploaded in our submission link to be reflected in our dashboard. So for our templates here, for our school summary template, we have a validation where a status message in red will appear if there is a data error and the school needs to address the errors before they can proceed because errors in the class result will prevent data from aggregating in the summary tab. And the file cannot be submitted in our submission link. That's why the school summary should be free of data errors before proceeding with the online submission. So there is no more manual encoding of the results. The schools will now upload the school summary Excel file and the submission form will automatically extract the data which will be reflected in our dashboard. All these materials can be accessed through this link and the folder is organized by key stage. So please access and download your respective key stage folder. Please use your DepEd email to access the document because we want to avoid the leakage of the document. So we want to use we want to restrict those who can access the Google Drive to those who have their DepEd email. And for teachers, RMA serves as a decision-making tool. It helps identify specific skill gaps at the individual, group, or class level. Teachers can then group learners for remediation or enrichment. Or teachers can plan differentiated instruction or design lessons that directly respond to learners' actual needs. For learners naman po, RMA ensures that support is targeted and timely. Instead of receiving generalized remediation, learners receive help based on what they truly need. This prevents frustration, it builds confidence, and creates a stronger foundation for their future mathematics learning. Once results are available, teachers and schools should use them immediately because RMA results inform remediation programs, instructional adjustments, and progress monitoring. At the school and division levels, RMA results can support data driven planning and even resource allocation. Again, it is important to remember that RMA is diagnostic, not summative. Results should be used to support learning. Consistent administration procedures must be followed, and results should always lead to timely instructional action. And in the previous administration of RMA, We have seen some RMA materials being sold by our teachers. Some uploaded it in some websites, and some are being posted by the learners on TikTok. That means in their schools, there will be a problem on the integrity of their assessment results. So, to all of us, if we really want to help our learners, if we do not want our resources, our time, and effort to be put to waste, let us put our best effort to administer RMA following the basic procedures in administering tests. So, that's all for RMA, and thank you for listening.
Okay, so those are the procedures of in the administration of the three assessments, the PhilErie, CRLA, and then the RMA. Now, I will address first the questions posted in the chat box from Ma'am Adelfa. So, good morning. How about if a grade 4 learner after assessment is grade 3 levels down below the learner's current, what passage should be used since no more passages? Okay. For the manual for the junior high school, the passages there are until grade 4, I think only. But you can, if in case na yung bata still needs to be assessed using a graded passage which is still lower grade level, then you may refer to the PhilErie 2018 version. Kaya nga po, dyan sa drive natin ng materials, included both the manual for grades 4 to 6 and then 7 to 10. So yun po. So you may refer to that. Kasi I understand na halimbawa, grade 3 3 grade levels down siya, pero grade 4, ayun, nandun nga po, kung grade 4 siya, nasa 2018 manual po yun. Okay. And both English and Filipino po ang nandun. Hindi lang po Filipino. So, meron po tayong graded passages from grade 2. Okay po? So, basta tingnan nyo po yung 2018 na manual. Okay. And then another, pinakita pa ako dito. Wait. Yung about sa MOSI. Okay. As said earlier, PhilErie post-test will be conducted through individual assessment to all those who did not pass the GSE during BOSI, hindi EOSY. Meaning we still have to include those who belong to independent readers during MOSI. Yes. Okay? So, ang EOSY po is for all those who underwent intervention, all those who took the individual reading assessment at EOSY. Hindi po natin, we will not consider the results for MOSI kasi yung MOSI po was administered to give the ARAL program, for the ARAL program use. Kasi kailangan yung data doon para makita kung may improvement na at the middle of the school year yung mga bata na nag-undergo ng ARAL program. So, yun po. So, any other questions? Kung may questions pa po? Okay, yung presentation po, video presentations, PPT, since you will cascade this in your respective unit, in your respective division, then you will be provided with this. Yes, for RMA, CRLA, for EOSY, all learners will be assessed. Yes. Only for PhilErie, ang hindi lahat. Kasi only the individual reading assessment will be administered at EOSY. So, lahat ng passers ng GST, wag na pong i-include yon. Okay? So, pag nagsubmit naman po kayo ng data, makikita naman po kung ilan yung learners assessed. Kasi makikita doon ilan na ang independent, frustration, and then instructional at their current grade level. Sa PhilErie po yan. Okay? Okay, what else? Okay. Okay, can we now proceed to the navigation of our dashboard, of our submission portal? So, we can have now Sir Ron Kyle Soriano to walk through on the submission portal and the dashboard.
Okay, so for our assessment and submission portal, i-visit lang po natin yung ating NLA submission portal through pld.deped.gov.ph/submission. Ayan, so kagaya po nung sinabi nila kanina, andito po yung sa ating literacy and numeracy. Okay, so for CRLA and RMA, and so for CRLA and RMA po, available po ang ating latest score sheet sa portal. Makikita po siya sa upper right corner ng ating portal. Okay, ensure lang po na yung ating ang download natin, ang gagamitin natin na score sheet ay for CRLA is yung version 3 and for RMA is version 4. Kung ibang version po ang gagamitin po ninyo, hindi po siya tatanggapin ng portal. Okay, proceed na lang po tayo doon sa ating portal. Okay, so tatype ko lang po yung link. Ayan, so to download po yung ating score sheets, kiklik lang po natin siya. For example, sa CRLA, click po natin siya. And then other regions, or kung saan region po kayo belong. Okay, so try ko po dito sa other regions. Click ko po siya. And then ito po. Please take note po na ang i-download po natin is yung buong zip file. And then punta po tayo sa ating downloads. Nakikita po natin dyan. For example po, ito si RLA V3. Right click lang po natin, then extract file. Yan. So pagpasok po niyo dun sa folder, makikita po ninyo Ayan, ito po yung makikita po ninyo pag na-extract po natin yung file. Meron po dyan yung for grades 1, 2, and 3, and then yung Tagalog, yung school summary. Pasok po ako sa isang file. Ayan. So, naglagay na po ako ng sample data po dito sa ating file. So, ang first po natin na gagawin is yung ating pong type of assessment. Yan po natin. Ito po, may drop down po dyan. End of school year. Then, make sure lang po na accurate yung school ID and school name na i-input po ninyo. Once po na mali po yan, at hindi po tumugma doon sa ating submission form, hindi po tatanggapin ng portal. Okay, so accomplish na po natin yan, yung ating po total enrollment. Ito po ay example lang. Okay. So sa pagta-type po ng mga scores ng mga bata and mga details ng mga bata, meron naman po kayong magiging guide po dito sa form. Ito pong sa row 10 po natin, yung mga gray shaded na cells. Yan po yung magiging guide po ninyo. And then yung mga black cells po na yan and yung other gray cells po ay automatic po yan. Kumbaga naka-formula po. Protected cells po yung mga yan. Ito po, example po sa row 11, yung first learner, si Maria Cruz. Sa task 1 po niya is 7. Pag 7 and up po, automatic po yung task 2 niya is 10 points na. Magpo-proceed na po siya dun sa sentence. For learners naman po, like for example, dun sa student, learner number 2, 3 ang nakuha niya sa ating task 1 and then 3 din ang nakuha niya dun sa task 2, automatic po na nag-block or na-block yung cell ng sentence. Ibig sabihin po, hanggang doon lang yung kaya ng bata. Hindi na siya dapat mag-proceed sa iba pang parts ng assessment. Ayan. And then once na na-accomplish na natin, na-input na natin yung lahat ng data ng mga bata, yung mga scores po nila, ensure lang po natin na wala pong errors dito sa gilid, sa remarks. Okay, after po niyan, punta po tayo sa class summary tab sa same file. Okay, well, hindi po ba nakikita yung ating screen? Hindi po ba visible?
Nakikita naman po.
Okay, kasi may message po na hindi daw nakikita yung screen. Okay. So ngayon po, nandito na po ako sa school summary. Ay, sa class summary po. So ang gagawin ko lang po dito, is kakopy ko lang po siya from grade level to sa reading profile, reading at grade level. So i-highlight ko po yan, copy, and then ipe-paste ko po siya doon po sa summary, sa school summary. Okay, click lang natin yung enable editing. Ayan, so sa pag-paste po dito sa school summary, click po natin yung first cell under grade, then right-click, paste values. Importante po yun na paste values po ang gagamitin natin. And then makikita nyo rin po dito sa taas, meron naman pong note dito kung paano siya ipaste. Okay, then i-save lang natin. Okay. So ngayon naman po, i-upload ko na siya dun sa ating portal. Okay. So i-click ko lang po CRLA, grades 1 to 3. Then select ko yung region. Ayan, so ensure lang po natin na tama po yung school ID and yung school name, ano po? Then, click lang po natin dito sa upload school summary, click lang po natin yung browse and then hanapin natin yung file. Then open. Ayan. So pag ganito po yung nagpakita po sa ating file sa baba, meron pong summary details po dyan. Kung meron pong ganitong nagpakita sa screen natin, ibig sabihin po niyan, successful po yung upload natin. Ganito naman po ang magiging itsura ng screen natin pag mali po yung upload. Balik lang po ako. Ating 7. Which is... Ayan. Ayan. So ganito po magiging itsura pag nagkamali po tayo sa school ID or sa kahit ano pong details po rito. Ibig sabihin po, hindi po kayo makakapag-upload ng file. Okay, balik ko lang po yung tamang school ID. Then choose ako ng file. Ayan. Then pipindutin lang po natin yung next. Ayan. Pag may ganito pong message box na nagpakita, ibig sabihin po nun, meron po kayong previously uploaded na file. So safe naman po na mag-proceed lang po tayo, yes lang po natin, ang gagawin lang po nito is mapapalitan or i-overwrite yung previous submission po ninyo. Okay. And then, after that, ito po yung magpapakita sa ating screen. Ito po yung summary ng data na nakuha natin dun sa uploaded file natin. Okay, so ensure lang po natin na tumutugma yung mga data dito sa records po natin. Okay, then click next. Next lang. And then click submit. And then submit. Ayan. So pag ito po yung nagpakita sa ating screen, ibig sabihin po, successfully submitted na po yung ating results. Okay. So pag ganito na po siya, hindi po siya automatically mag-update doon sa ating dashboard. Antay lang po tayo ng mga 30 minutes or hanggang 30 minutes, 1 hour, hanggang 24 hours until mag-update po yung national dashboard po natin. Pag once po na hindi po nakapag-update or hindi nyo po nakita yung entry po ninyo doon sa dashboard, inform nyo lang po yung sa division focal or yung regional focal, or pwede po kayo mag-email directly po sa amin para ma-address po namin yung concern. Okay, so for RMA naman po, same lang din po ang steps sa pag-upload and pag-accomplish ng form. Same lang po siya with the CRLA. So ngayon naman po, punta tayo sa PhilErie. So for PhilErie naman po, kiklik ko siya. Input lang po ulit ng ng details. Then, next. Okay, so ngayon naman po, i-encode po natin manually yung details or yung scores po ng mga bata. Okay, so saan makikita yung forms? Doon sa presentation po ni Miss Leia kanina, pinakita po niya yung school summary form. Yun po yung magiging basis po natin dito. So for example, lagay lang po ako dyan. Ayan, so ensure lang din po natin na tama yung mga total po dito, pareho po yung total dun sa total assessed. Pag once po na sumobra po yan, for example, ginawa ko po itong 5 ay 6, hindi po siya matatanggapin. Magkakaroon po siya ng error. Okay. And then click ko lang po ulit yung submit. Ayan. Ayan. So magpapakita pa ulit na successfully submitted na yung ating scores. Okay, same din po sa CRLA and RMA. Antay lang po tayo ng 1 hour to 24 hours bago po mag-update doon sa ating national dashboard. Okay, so sa ngayon po, we are finalizing po yung ating annual na pwede po namin ibigay po sa inyo.
So let's now have the troubleshooting issues and providing technical support.
So for troubleshooting issues and providing technical supports po, we have the dashboard management team. So for next slide. Okay. And next po. And next po. And yes, yung previously addressed problems po sa MOSI is yung late issuance of the memo. So, for this time around po, kaya nagpa-orientation kami agad is para maabutan po natin yung assessment period which is February 18 to March 18. So you can submit your results po until March 20. As much as possible po, magbigay po tayo ng window time. At least siguro po 1 day before March 20. Para if ever po na hindi po agad mag-reflect yung data ninyo, is magawan po namin agad ng paraan and marasubmit nyo din po agad before mag-close yung forms. And then, if may issue po with the, if you cannot upload your school summary, please check po if tama yung version ng file na ginagamit nyo. For Carla and Phil, for Carla po, we have version 3, and then for RME, version 4 na po yung form na gagamitin natin. Which you can see naman po dun sa tools na nasa National Dashboard Portal po. And then for PhilErie, manually updated po form yung mga data. And ensure lang po natin na no red error messages will appear before submission since hindi po magmamatch yung data na nakalagay sa database namin and hindi po siya lalabas sa dashboard. So if it cannot be resolved by the school or division po, send the score sheets to the team via rlprogram@deped.gov.ph. So yun po, sa mga nagtanong po sa chat, magkakaroon po tayo ng manual which we will be discussing later po. Next slide, sir. So, na-mention na rin po kanina, after submission, give us time po to update the national dashboard since every 15 minutes pa po nag-collect ng data from the submission, yung dashboard site. If within a day, hindi po reflected yung submission ninyo, you can notify your SDO and then your SDO will inform the central office dashboard management team. Do not resubmit po agad unless we have verified your submission and then para ma-address na rin po yung mga manual errors dun sa file. Next slide. Then for the assessment data, if it needs to be updated, you can resubmit po the file since ma-overwrite po nito yung previous submission nyo which was discussed kanina rin po by Sir Ron Kyle. If maabutan po ng closing yung submission ninyo, you can send your school summary directly to our email and then we will manually update it po sa national dashboard. Next po. And if the school has issues with the school ID or the school ID is not existing or converted na po tayo sa integrated school, you can inform your SDO focal para po ma-report sa Bureau of Learning Delivery or Aral Program Secretariat for documentation. And then we will update po the database para pag nag-submit po kayo, lalabas na po sa dashboard yung mga results na binigay nyo sa amin since we have to match po yung school ID and then yung school name and then yung number of total assess na meron para wala pong error na lumabas. And then, also po, if yung concern nyo po is pag-extract ng data, once you submitted it to us and then nasa national dashboard po, you can directly visit the national dashboard site and then extract the file po. Next slide, sir. Sir Kaloy, next slide. If the school entered the wrong school ID po, you can resubmit din po, kagaya nung kanina. If need pong baguhin sa results, same process po. You can resubmit the school summary results if you entered the wrong school ID. And make sure po na correct na yung school ID natin para mag-reflect na po siya sa dashboard. If you resubmit, then correct na po lahat ng data but hindi pa po nagre-reflect, kindly inform your SDO or email us po sa email provided before. Next slide, sir. Yan. Okay, so nagtatanong po, ito po, gumawa po kami ng user guide or manual where we are consolidating all the questions and inquiries po from the previous reorientation na rin po yesterday and today. And then we will also include po kung paano mag-extract ng data dito and how to use the function po ng drill down from national to division and to school levels. If you have any questions po, you can raise your hand and we will try to address them or type nyo na lang po sa chat if you cannot unmute po.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Kaloy and Biscay. So we will now address your questions regarding all those presented today. I will start with the query on the number of learners assessed in English and Filipino in PhilErie. Yes, it is possible that the number of learners assessed in English and Filipino are different. Mag-a-appear naman po yun dun sa submission form kasi may separate naman na area for English and in Filipino. So don't worry po na kung makikita nyo dun sa dashboard, nagtototal po siya ng once lang, yung both English and Filipino. We will do something para makita din yung total ng sa Filipino lang and then total ng English. But see to it na when you enter the submission, when you enter the data in the submission form, the total number of learners assessed should not be more than the total number of enrollment you encoded in that form. Okay? Kasi it may be, most of the time, less than the enrollment. Kasi nga, in the EOSY, wala na po, hindi na included yung ating GST passers. And it is also possible na yung number of learners assessed using the graded passages will not be the same for English and Filipino. Kasi merong mga learners na, yes, naging passer sila, GST passer sa Filipino, pero pagdating sa English, hindi sila GST passer. So, mag-undergo lang si learner ng individual reading assessment in English. In Filipino, hindi na. Kasi nga, GST passer na siya sa Filipino. So, yun po. Okay? Any other queries? Everything
dagdag ko
will
lang
be
po.
given to you? Yes po.
I-emphasize ko lang po, ma'am, na as long as hindi po lumampas yung total number of assessed dun sa total number of enrollment, tatanggapin pa rin po siya ng portal. Lumampas
Yes.
po siya, ayan, hindi na po siya tatanggapin. Doon po siya magkaka-error.
Yes. So, yung
Thank you po.
total number of learners assessed can be equal to the total number of enrollment, pero hindi pwede yung more than. Kasi pag nag-more than that, talagang hindi siya masasubmit. Magpupula po siya. Pero it is possible na yung total number of learners assessed may be less than the enrollment. Tatanggapin po yun. Kasi possible po yun na less than sa enrollment. Okay? Any other queries?
How about po if may transferred in?
Yung transferred in, you will only conduct the assessment kung kailan siya pumasok. So kung na-timingan niya yung EOSY, then you will conduct EOSY. Okay? Kasi baka naman, syempre naman kung saan siya galing na school, nag-undergo na din siya ng other assessments, BOSI assessments. Okay.
Ma'am, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Ma'am, paano yung, meron bang MOSI sa Phil-Erie?
Nagbigay po ng MOSI sa PhilErie, but for PhilErie, for oral consumption lang po yun.
Okay. So talagang
Yes.
pre and post lang.
Yes po. Aral lang. So, kinuha lang po talaga ng aral yung number of learners na who undertook, who took the MOSI para lang po makita kung kahit sa middle of school year pa lang, may improvement na sila. But for the EOSY, kung sino po yung na-assess natin ng pre-test sa BOSI, sila din po ang i-assess for PhilErie, ha?
Yes,
sa
ma'am.
PhilErie lang po. Okay.
Sige, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, welcome po. Be sure to inform our teachers all about this, all the information you learn from this session para po talagang in place na ang lahat.
Like and subscribe to the L&D channel on YouTube using the link youtube.com/@learn2lead channel.